Welcome to Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, the big butch manly movie podcast that has a little extra gas in the tank. I'm Shane Holland.
I'm Andrew Wheeler.
Today we are continuing our discussion of season 1 of Celebrity Traitors UK, and we wanted to get here to talk about what I thought were a couple of amazing episodes.
This season's shaping up incredibly, and the ratings apparently are through the roof for the BBC. Unfortunately, I am in mourning because they did kill my boy Tom, and that is devastating to me. It's a little cumbersome in here, though, and it does make me look like a beekeeper.
I thought you looked beautiful. So we'll go back to the old
Thank you. When you can't see my face, I'm at my most beautiful.
So, I mean, these were some action-packed episodes. I think, first off, I want to say I am loving the challenges this season. If it were just, I'm hoping that they bring some aspects of these challenges to the regular season of The Traitors, and I'm sure we will, because we typically see something happen on the UK, and then it gets repeated each time down the line, a little worse and worse every time as it goes from US to Canada to New Zealand to Australia.
If you enjoyed watching these challenges be performed by global athletes and movie stars, wait till you see them performed by Real Housewives and other Real Housewives.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be fantastic. They're going to hate it. So they've done the cabin-based challenge before, but I feel like there was a nice new element to this where everyone had to escape from being chained, and then the first few to escape had to find more keys to release the next few people, and so on and so forth until everyone was released. Each person who walks through the door earns £500 for the pot, and this was an incredibly successful mission. Everyone was released. But most importantly, we learned that Celia Imrie cannot contain herself.
I mean, TV moment of the year already. It's incredible achievement from Celia to just fart her way to infamy.
Victory. Really beautiful moment. And
ultimate
she will be the
mood.
butt of many jokes. Butt of jokes? Oh. Sorry.
What better way to prove you're faithful than to fart and then admit that it was you?
Brilliant. I also really loved the second challenge in episode 4, where they split up into 2 teams. One team went into the forest and had to find screaming banshees and then mimic the scream of a particular banshee down a well. Team 2 would then stick their head into another well, but in water, and have to listen to the interpretation of the mimic from Team 1. It sounds crazy, and I'm sure it was incredibly difficult, but was it fun to watch.
How did the wells work? Like, what was happening logistically there? I don't get it.
It was obviously magic. I'm sure they were piping some sound into the bottom of this well, right? I also was like, how did they do that?
Like, did they film all of the first team doing... No, they had to be doing things at the same time, right? So...
Yeah. So was it really like one-to-one? I'm just imagining like Team 1 standing at that well, just like constantly like screaming their banshee scream, waiting to see if like Team 2 got it right. Would be a lot of screaming.
Like, couldn't they hear each other? What was... I was baffled, but hey, it's Traitors. It's theatre as much as it's anything. So
it's theatre. Speaking of theatre, the roundtable has been an absolute mess. I was looking at a recap of some of the voting, and in episode 3, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people receiving 1 vote, 3 people receiving 2 votes, and 1 person receiving 4 votes. So poor Tamika Empson was banished in episode 3 with only 4 votes, and nearly everyone at the table had a vote cast at them. these faithful are
Yeah.
not working together at all.
I guess it's a good thing that there was no groupthink happening quite yet.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is one of the most split votes I think we've ever seen. And yeah, 10 of 16 people at the table were voted for. Only 4 people received more than 1 vote. The first 8 votes all went to different people around the table. I've never seen anything like that happen.
Wild.
Where I just started writing them all down. Like, wait, 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 this is insane. And Claire Balding received no votes at that round table, and then, of course, would go on to
Dave.
receive many more votes at the following week. And then Stephen and Jonathan, who were very high up on the votes in the third episode round table, received 1 vote apiece. And Celia, actually, all 3 of those people that received votes just below Tamika were suddenly down to 1 vote the following round table. So it is crazy out there.
Yeah. I mean, great for the traders. They are just breezing through. I really thought that, I mean, when I'm watching this as a viewer, knowing who the traders are, it's so easy to
Yeah.
say, but it's so obvious. But it is so obvious. I mean, one look at sweaty little Alan Carr, and I would be like, what's he on about? And then
I
everyone
think,
has
yeah,
Jonathan Ross in their mouth, but no one seems to be willing to take him out or like it's like now's not the time. It's one of those things where like do they all actually know and they're kind of saving him for later and trying to root out another traitor, which is a legitimate
right.
game plan if you're doing well.
They're doing well in the challenges.
Okay, yeah, fair. I can't. I'm sick.
But yeah, that
I could never be a
yeah,
king.
I was shocked. It's too sweaty. Yeah, episode 4, the fact that Claire then goes home in that vote really shocked me because I thought Jonathan was doomed. I thought there was no way
Mhm.
that they would all switch last minute to Claire. But yeah, it what that did say to me though is that they made a huge mistake sending Tom home, like or killing Tom. The traitors, I think, killed someone who would have been voted out at a round table. And that showed a bit of weakness on the traitors' part. Like, I don't think the traitors are doing a particularly smart game right now.
No.
Sending Tom, killing Tom off looks weak because he was a strong player, but also he was going to get targeted at a round table because he talked too much. And his theories were always wrong. So he wasn't a threat to the traitors.
Mhm.
Like they were nervous that he was going to become a threat, but he hadn't been yet. So that looked very weak from their point of view. Also, a thing that I hadn't even thought about, but of course, Harry, the greatest traitor of all time,
Yes.
his Instagram, he's like offering little bits of commentary here and there. He's so smart. Like I always think, oh, he's so hot. And then he talks about his traitor strategy and it's like, oh, he's so smart. Like he genuinely has this incredible strategic mind. Like he didn't win the traitors by fluke. He's actually got this like brain that works really well for
Little
this
mind.
game. And he's
Yeah.
like, his position was, why are they sending home people that they could recruit? Like recruit Tom, recruit Claire. Like these are really strong
Yes.
targets
Oh my
to
God.
recruit. And
Honestly.
like, I'm not a traitor. I can't think that way. I don't know. But he's the king of traitors. And he's like immediately like, I'm not going to send away a recruit. If someone puts my name out there, I'm going to recruit them. And then they're screwed.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I would say the same of Ruth banishing her. They
Yeah.
ostensibly did it as a double bluff. Like, oh well, people are
Right.
going to think that they're painting a target on Jonathan Ross's back, and get people thinking like, was it him or was it not him? It's like, no, you keep Ruth because she's already been so vocal about her suspicions. Let her
Yeah.
keep talking because they're not sticking. And then, yeah, bring her on side the moment you actually get Jonathan Ross out. And what a story for her.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. I think Jonathan is doing a pretty bad job, honestly, of being like
Me too.
the king traitor. Like he's exposed himself too early. He got caught up in the lie. I understand how he misconstrued how everyone ended up on the different sides of the conversation about the alliance.
Mhm.
He did say, he did say to Ruth, "You have two really strong allies in me and Claire."
Yes.
And they interpreted that as we have an alliance, and he did not interpret it that way. And so they all think they're telling the truth, and that doesn't look great for Jonathan. Jonathan's name is on everyone's lips, and
Name on
he's not very
everybody's lips
subtle.
is gonna be Walkie.
Yeah, and yeah, he's killing some really strong players that he could recruit, and it's not going to save him. I think
Nope.
surely he's not going to last another episode. I mean, he probably will. I don't know. Things can take wild swerves in this show. I will say though, Joe Marler came up with the big dog theory, and anyone who watched our previous episode will know I also came up with the big dog theory. I called it Murder Daddy and Faithful Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Joe's sleuthing is impeccable and perfect because he said exactly what I said last week.
And also, he's incredibly hot. Yes, yes, yes. I see you. I hear
And
you.
he's hot, yeah. And strong, like just whipping through those like challenges in no time.
Yeah, I loved when he started like laying into the crank in the cabin challenge, and Celia's
Yeah.
like, he was so fast, I couldn't even see his hands. And I was like, oh, I was watching his hands and other things.
Yeah, Joe's proving to be, I think, maybe the best traitor hunter of the season,
Which is dangerous.
which is dangerous. And they get rid of threats real easy. These traitors, they
Yeah.
they just pop a cap in all of them. Celia, I think her hiding in plain sight tactic of being like, I'm spying on you. I'm spying on you. And then she reveals that what she's actually been doing is like IDing, like watching people who are being quiet. Like it's a double bluff. And she IDs Kat as a traitor correctly. Celia's pretty smart as well. Like they need to recruit her right smart as soon as Jonathan's gone home.
Yeah. I can't see a world in which Jonathan lasts past next week because he's been the
Yeah.
talk of the town, and it is hinted at that everyone's coming for him. And I think the charge is going to be led by Joe Marler in the next episode. If Joe is smart enough and ready to pull the trigger on that, because he's already got a great little alliance going on with the other Joe, and people seem to respect his opinion. So I can see that happening. And then the question will be, who do the traitors recruit? And I'm praying that they make the right choice and go with Celia. That would be
I think Celia would be. I mean, she's providing so much entertainment already, but I think she would love the role, and I think she would be incredible in it. I could see her being the traitor that wins it if she's recruited. Yeah, she would be, I think, top of my list right now, especially since they got rid of Tom and Claire, who would have been really high picks previously. I think Stephen would be a mistake.
yes.
I think he
Everyone
wouldn't be able
already
to hide.
expects him
Yeah,
to be either traitor or faithful daddy. Yeah,
yeah.
huge target on his back. He is also not long for this world, I believe.
No, I think all the daddies have got to go. But yeah, and Nick
All the
Mohammed, I
daddies.
think, has got to be a good pick because no one's looking at him, and he's very smart.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got to be a good possible traitor, which means the traitors will probably kill him next because they don't know what they're doing. Alan was already turning on Jonathan in episode 3. Like he was already ready to kick him out and say, I was going to write his name down if it seemed like enough people were going to do that.
Kat said the same thing. In fact, I think Kat said it first, and Alan agreed.
Did you?
Yeah. She said to Alan, like, I waited until the last second because I wanted to see how many people had said Jonathan's name, and then I chose whoever she chose. So yeah, I can see them turning on him real quick. And honestly, great, great move. Take the suspicion off yourself by putting forward a traitor. We've seen it work a dozen times. And if you do it correctly, that is to say, if Kat does the legwork and Alan sits back, then they could both be very successful.
Yeah. And I must say, but in episode 3, Claire had ID'd Alan, Joe had ID'd Jonathan, Celia had ID'd Kat. Between them, they had ID'd all 3 traitors, and then, of course, Claire's sent home. Joe and Celia are the most dangerous now. But episode 4 comes around, and all of that goes out the window so that they can kick Claire out of the round table.
Wild.
Madness.
madness. These celebrities don't know what they're doing, and I'm okay with that. This is, I love this show, right? We've watched every season, you and I, every English language season, I should say.
Yeah.
And I've never not been like, I hate this, except maybe with some of the US. But generally, I
Australia season
absolutely,
2 is the most painful television I've ever watched in my life.
okay, fair, fair. But it's entertaining, right? This is the most entertaining season that I have seen. Like, like
Yeah.
a last minute, exciting challenges, terrible theories. Everything I love about the Traitors is coming together so beautifully in this season.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember what it was that Lucy said, but like she was like, "Oh, my gut tells me it's this, and therefore I'm going to say the exact opposite of this." And it's like her gut was right.
Yes.
She was right, and she was like, "I'm not going to listen to my instincts. I'm going to be mad."
Yes, they always say, trust your gut and do the opposite. That's how that
That's
saying goes.
right.
I'm pretty sure she nailed it.
Perfect. Yeah, it was a packed couple of episodes. Like we had
Yeah.
the first hour, we had 2 expulsions and 1 round table, and then we lost another 2 players in the fourth episode. So after losing 1 player in the first 2, we lost 5 in the second
And
2.
you and I
Things
were
are
wondering how they were gonna
moving.
like get
Yeah.
everyone out of the season. It's like, oh, we're gonna move fast once we actually start.
Yeah, it's going to be dense. Yeah, which is great. Like I'm enjoying the pace of it a lot actually. Like I mean
Mhm.
I'm sad that it's going to be over so quickly. But if they have to do it this way then actually they're making the most of it. And it does give you things like Claire receiving no votes 1 episode and then receiving literally
All the
half of the
votes
votes at
next.
the table
Yeah.
at the next episode. It's I mean and then we also get great moments like Celia farting or Celia saying put the pussy in. I mean it's mostly Celia.
Yeah, honestly, she's carrying this cast.
Joe Marler is the secret weapon in terms of being like brilliantly perceptive, and Celia is the secret weapon in terms of just being absolute comedy. Like we knew Alan Carr would be good value for money, but Celia Imrie is right up there with him and may have nudged it in front of him with "put the pussy in." And Joe Wilkinson's response: "It's what we were all thinking." Amazing.
We need to have like comedians in every season. It
Yeah,
makes this show sing in a way that it
yeah.
doesn't when you put in Real Housewives.
Real Housewives are not funny people. They can't
No,
be. That's where it comes
antithesis
from,
to
really. I
their
mean,
existence.
yeah, we all know that their best lines are written for them by a team of like gay interns.
And a million chimps sitting at a million typewriters. Is there anything else we want to discuss about these past 2 episodes?
I will say, sending home the least famous person first, poor Nico, that feels inevitable and a shame. We lose Nico and Tom like 15 minutes apart, which means a lot of the eye candy has gone from the show. Joe Marler now has to be like Atlas holding up the sex appeal
Oh,
of the
poor
whole
man.
thing.
Absolutely
Young
devastating.
people doesn't help to be young in here because, Ruth then being the third victim. It doesn't help to be queer because I think they've sent home. I don't know if Ruth is queer, but like Tom and Claire are both high profile queer athletes and they immediately too suspicious to live.
And Steven has heat
So
on him,
yeah,
and Alan has heat on him. So,
yeah. Kat is the only queer who is skating by and not drawing any fire.
good for her. Let's talk about the 3 potential victims. Remind me who they are.
So we have Charlotte Church,
Hmm.
opera singer, David Olusoga, historian, celebrity historian, I suppose, and Kate Garraway, who is a presenter, journalist, broadcaster. It's that very BBC concept,
God.
broadcaster. So yeah, Charlotte, David, Kate, all of whom I think are valid targets. I think are better targets than the people they've been killing so far. But there are also people who are, well, David had 1 vote in the big round table where almost everyone got a vote. He had 2 votes in the most recent, as did
Mm.
Charlotte. So they both have suspicion on them. Kate has had suspicion on her the whole time, but mainly from Tom, and he's gone.
Keep Kate. That's is my gut instinct. If she has suspicion on her, don't get rid of the person who has suspicion on them. And
Right.
I would feel a little icky sending David home as one of the very few people of color in the cast. So I'm sorry, Charlotte, but you gotta go.
I think she's a good choice. I think she's loud enough that it would shake people up a bit to lose her. And yeah, you're right. We lost Tamika and we lost Nico. So the people of color have been falling along with the queers in this season.
Well, this has been an exciting week, and I have a feeling I'll be saying the same thing next week. Until next time, kiss, kiss.
Bang, bang.
If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and subscribe to this channel. You can follow Kiss Kiss Bang Bang on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Letterboxd at KKBBpod, or email us at kisskissbangbangpod@gmail.com.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is recorded in Toronto on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples.